Hello Gemini, welcome to my channel, The Mother Speaks Tarot. My name is Allison. My channel is still new, it's just over a year old, so if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. If you've already subscribed, if you subscribed today, thank you so much. Thank you all so much. Subscribed or not, I love you all. Welcome. For those of you who are new and don't know, I'm also an author. I'm writing a series. It's an action-adventure love story on superhero twin flames. It's called Perception, the Two Yet One. Book 1 here, which I've read aloud live on Facebook and uploaded all those videos here to YouTube for you to enjoy for absolutely free. Just know that Book 2 is published and available. All the links that you need for my books are in the description box below. Also, if you would like a personal reading, the information to contact me is also in that description box. So welcome back everyone. Quick description of what I'm doing as I usually do. Okay, so last week, I think it was Thursday, maybe Friday, I started to think about which decks I was going to use, and immediately these decks came to mind. And at first it was weird for me because it seemed like a mishmash. I'm going to be using the Tarot of the Divine by Yoshitani. It's inspired by deities, folklore, and fairy tales from around the world. One of my favorite decks. I really love it. If I need to clarify, I'll use the Tarot of the Cloisters by Michelle Leavitt. And I'm going to pull some cards from the Past Life Oracle deck here by Doreen Virtue and Brian L. Weiss. I've been using these for personal readings, and this is what was kind of confusing to me because I didn't expect to use these for general readings because I felt like these would be more personal. But I see why now. Since I've been doing the readings, I can totally see what's going on here. I had to get the little teeny deck, so I don't have the book, so I'm going to be reading all of that intuitively. And I'm going to be pulling a card or two, or however many I'm supposed to, from the Whispers of Lord Ganesha deck by Angela Hartfield, and more beautiful art by Ekaterina Golovanova. Okay, so here's the thing. We're getting messages about how we are dealing with past life karma. That's what seems to be coming up, is karma from past lives. Duh. Okay, I was like, whoa. And the deck that I'm using has the messages. You know, I like to work with the energies that a deck is created with. And so when you look in these little books, you know, they focus on specific things for the tarot, and it seems like that those are the right messages. So it's been working really well. Okay, so a little bit more about me as a reader. I am a twin flame reader, and so it doesn't really matter if you don't see yourself as a twin flame. It's just if you are on the spiritual path, if it is your focus every single day, if you have basically pledged your life for bringing blessings of the divine to the earthly plane, working on yourself, self-love, that kind of stuff, because whether you believe in twin flames or not, once you begin to work on yourself and you gain enlightenment and that type of energy, after a while you attract someone else like you. So that would be a divine couple, whether you want to call it twin flame or not. So that's what I'm all about. I'm all about actively, consciously walking your spiritual path every single day. Okay? So these aren't just love readings or business readings or whatever. They always, almost always, focus on our spiritual path. Okay? So as a reader, I read minor arcana cards as messages about your free will. I read major arcana cards as messages about your divine blueprint. And that is the plan that you wrote as your higher self. So that you would encounter and hopefully learn important lessons of life that, when learned, raise the vibration and wisdom encoded in your soul. It's possible to lower in vibration during a lifetime, but if you can manage to rise lifetime after lifetime, or even significantly during lifetimes such as now, you may become what is called enlightened, like Buddha, Jesus, and Thoth and Isis, and many others that affected a great deal of positive change on our planet. So when I'm looking at your major arcana cards, it's a lot like looking at your destiny, but it is not exactly because of your free will. There are times that things beyond our control happen. We do write them into our divine blueprint that way. Those times are indicated to me by the Wheel of Fortune card, which you don't have. So let's go ahead and get started here. All right, so right here at the heart of everything, you've got the Death card. Okay, so any of you out there that are dealing with a physical death, my deepest condolences. Deepest condolences. Okay, and it looks like that may have been what happened here. We've got the Five of Cups here, which is mourning over a loss. Okay, so my deepest condolences to you, to those of you who have lost someone. Okay, those of you who have not, this is a major change. Okay, this is the Death card is a change that is sudden, and it's permanent. So what happened is something changed very drastically here, and now you're very upset about it. This is the crying over spilled milk card, but when it's next to the Death card, I don't call it that. This is a lot of sadness right here. This is the Scorpio card, the card for Scorpio. This is a scorpionic energy. I don't feel like I need to check the book for this. Okay, so the next energy that we have is what's at the root of everything. This is what happened. This is the opposite of wish fulfillment. Okay, this is a story about a prince who fell in love with a princess, but she only allowed women around her, so he disguised himself as a woman, and they fell in love. But this in the reverse is like this is wish fulfillment, whereas your wishes were not fulfilled here. You didn't get your wish. There is it says greed, devastation, pessimism, addiction, and self-loathing. So it's those energies that are the root of this right here. It sounds like if you lost someone, they may have accidentally or purposely taken their life. But also, your wishes were not, for those of you who didn't experience an actual physical death, it just turned out that, like, all of a sudden, I kind of feel like this was out of nowhere. That something, like, changed, almost like a U-turn, and you knew right away you weren't going to get your wishes fulfilled. And so maybe somebody was greedy. There's definitely devastation going on here. And the addiction part and the self-loathing is really talking to me about the an accidental death. Now, the next energy that we have here is, okay, so I just want to point out first before I move on that we have all water energy right here, Gemini. Okay, Scorpio, and then cups and cups, that's all water, that's all emotion. this is very emotional for you. Extremely emotional. Now this is the energy from your recent past that's moving out of your life at this time. I'll just show it to you right side up. I just feel like this queen is very beautiful. I love her outfit and her headdress and all that. But if you look at her, she is not fooling around. There are heads on spikes in the background, and oh my God. Okay, so this is probably you. You've been maybe pretty upset about stuff. This is being bitter, okay? And also pessimistic. This says bitterness, vindication, judgment, malice, and pessimism. So any of those that stick out to you, but what sticks out to me mostly is the bitterness, the pessimism. Okay, you may have been a little bit sharp-tongued. This could also be another air sign or somebody that fits this description. This is a feminine. This is a queen. So a queen is somebody who is emotionally or physically mature. But it seems like you or whoever this was pretty bitter. And I guess this is why this changed so quickly. Now, the next two cards for me as a reader are future cards. And this is the first one. Now, what we have here is a king of earth. Okay? Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus energy. The king of coins, I think this is the world turtle. Yeah, the world turtle. Hang on. Just put this. Okay, yeah, he is the world turtle. His name is Hanuna. But he's in reverse, okay? This is a kind person. This is a generous person. This is a happy person who's willing to help a lot. But this is in reverse for you. So this means corruption, materialism, ruthlessness, authority, indulgence. And that's pretty much what I was feeling. This is somebody who is selfish. This is somebody who is greedy. You know, just when it comes to earth, which is like money and health and wealth, you know, this is the positive side of this person, the generosity, the kindness, and this is basically the opposite. This can also represent your job. Okay, so maybe your job is, maybe you're thinking this is corrupt. So the next card we have here is another earth energy. And this is the 8 of coins. Now this is the story of the swan princess whose brothers were turned into swans by a jerk of a witch, I guess. And the only way that she could turn them back into people was to take these very painful thistles and create shirts out of them and throw them onto her brothers at a certain time. In this depiction here, she's not making shirts, she's making pentacles. And you know, I just feel like you're going to be doing this. You're working very hard. I feel like you're feeling like this. I think you're not exactly this anymore, if this was you. Okay, but since you are mourning and you didn't get what you wanted, you're going to be kind of upset while you work. But this is working hard. This is learning a new skill or trade. And the story is you're working because you have to, because of you need to help your loved ones. That's pretty darn clear. Now, this is your hope card. You're hoping for a new beginning, but this is also your spiritual path, okay? This is taking a leap of faith. This is the story of the Little Mermaid, Her leap of faith was leaping out of that water and pursuing her love, the prince she fell in love with. See all these fish, koi fish, goldfish. In the Asian cultures, when you see them, they're abundance. They represent abundance. And see how she's looking to that castle? This is your hope card. You're hoping to start anew. And like a new journey towards your wish fulfillment. Since you didn't get what you were looking for, you're hoping for a new beginning with this situation, or you're hoping for some sort of, I just heard inspiration. But I'm also feeling like a certain amount of freedom. The fool takes very little with them on their journey. A lot of the times you will see the fool has one of those sticks with like a kerchief with stuff inside of it tied at the end. It's just very minimal. So I'm getting that sense. I'm not sure why. But that's fire energy too. This is an Aries energy. More cups. Okay, so this is your current environment or state of being. You are, this is the story of the nightingale. Okay. This person is creating these cups, these different birds here. I think that's a phoenix, that's obviously a peacock, and maybe, I don't know if this is a chicken or some other sort of tropical bird. Pardon me. Now he's very proud of his beautiful, opulent birds. Okay, but if you look up here, this is the bird that spirit has created, the divine has created. This is a natural bird. This is the nightingale, and that is what is worth more than any of these fake birds. No matter how beautiful they look, no matter how much gold you make them with. So there's something that you're not seeing. There's a blessing here that, you know, you're just probably not looking. You might be in a real comfortable place in your life where everything is, I just heard ho-hum. Things are ho-hum. So you're probably bored, but there's a silver lining to this for you. And this is saying, go ahead and look around. There's a blessing here in this situation for you. This is your fear card. This is the 3 of coins. This is a collaboration, okay? So this is more, so this is saying to me that you don't want to work on a team with anybody. Look at this here. She's working all by herself, but she doesn't look very happy about it. Sometimes when we're working on something, it's good to have help. Like, so these are teachers for this person here. Okay, there's something with peacocks. Okay, you might want to look up peacock feathers. Yeah, a lot of birds. And moon energy. So think about this though. Look at this. You having to work really hard on learning a new job. Now this person is learning from these two, and these teachers can be pretty harsh, demanding even. But this person is patient and learns, and the 3 of coins is about collaboration, where everybody knows what they're doing, they're good at what they're doing, and then when they work on a project together, it comes out very well, very beautifully. But this one has more of a focus on learning from these 2 teachers, and so these are speaking to me. You don't want to do this job. You don't want to work with other people. This is also learning. So you may be having to learn something at work begrudgingly, but I think that it's going to turn out better for you in the end. In fact, that's probably the nightingale that you're not seeing, because once you learn this new skill, it's going to make you even more valuable. What you are doing will be more clear to you when you learn from the people who know exactly what they're doing. That's it. Once you learn how to fly, you fly. That's the message with the birds. This is your potential outcome. Temperance in reverse. But for now, you're having a hard time moderating, balancing yourself. You're impatient. Temperance is Sagittarius energy, so this is more fire energy. This is being patient. This is being your own twin flame, where you're balancing out your masculine and feminine energies. But you're not doing that right now. You've got these, you have this wish. You want this new beginning, and this is a new spiritual path, okay? Look at all these birds. Sometimes fish fly. You got to come out of the ocean before you can fly. Something like that. Fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy, Sagittarius, Aries. Mercury, I believe, is also, I think, I can't remember, it might even, but you're ruled by Mercury, so, yeah, you really want to get going. You're not being patient. The patience is a really big spiritual lesson. We're not patient, and so that's why it's such a big lesson. When we learn patience, it's because we've learned to trust in spirit. That's what this leap of faith is, that you trust spirit so much, it's like a trust fall when you fall backwards. In fact, some Fool cards look like that, like the Light Seers deck. This girl is doing a trust fall backwards. So that's what this is about, is trusting in spirit. Now, it's when you learn divine patience for divine timing, that's true faith. That's true trust. So if you want this, you need to learn to be patient with spirit. This is testing your faith. Okay? So this is a big lesson for you. This is a major arcana card, the Fool, and this Death card. So this change is teaching you patience. Now, the underlying energy of this entire read is the Six of Wands. This is I think her name is Yanenga. This is a princess who is just the strongest warrior there is, and she is victorious. So this is what you want. You want to be victorious. You want to be recognized for your work. You want to be, and Gemini, that's what this is. Pardon me. The Three of Coins also speaks about being an artisan, being so good at what you do that your work is art. This is fire energy. Okay? You want to be victorious with your inspiration, with your passion, with your energy. But it's your work that's going to help you get there. You see, this is fire energy. And you know, it's if I would say that the fire energy here is a little too much. You know, you gotta calm it down just a little bit so that you can be patient. Okay? She is a Buddha. Okay, this is a Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara, which is a Buddha. Okay? So Buddhas are very patient. Yeah, this is what is underneath this Knight of Coins. This accomplishment that you're trying to create in your life is taking a long time to come in. But you're going to be triumphant. Let's see what we can get from your past life oracles. Because this obviously has something to do with a past life. You've got a lot of water. You didn't get the Six of Cups, but we'll see. Let's just go ahead and see what your past life cards say. Please don't forget to like. It really helps me out. It's free for you. Also, please subscribe. That's also free for you, and that really, really helps me out. And please check out my books. They are super awesome. Thank you so much. Anything else for Gemini? One more? Maybe two more? Okay, I'm going to go one more time. Okay, that's the only one. I'd like to be surprised here. All right, let's get your Ganesha card here. This artwork is so beautiful and rich. Alrighty. What messages have we for Gemini, Ganesha? Oh, that's too many. That's too many. I'm going to take that first one. Let's see if we get any more. All right, one more time. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, yep. See, belonging. So 4 plus 1 equals 5. That's a change. 6. Love, achievement, and guidance. Also, number 6, 3 plus 3 equals 6. So that's 5 and 6 and 6. Oh my. Oh, what I'm getting from this is, okay, so in your past life, you were an orphan. And what I'm getting also is that if this was an actual death, you may have lost your parents. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That's one of the reasons. Belonging, because if you are feeling like an orphan, you don't know where you belong. Definitely achievement, that's the 3 of coins, and some guidance. Obviously, you need a little bit of guidance, but yeah, you you don't want to work with others because you're used to doing things by yourself. There's a part of you that doesn't trust that is like, you know what? I was all alone. I can do this all alone. I don't want to mess with other people because they just get in the way and mess things up. But look at you doing everything by yourself. You see, that's why you've got this, because she is the one warrior everybody is celebrating. One person. Okay, so let's go ahead and read about your Ganesha messages and close out your reading. Let's go with guidance because it's first. 33, 41, and 42. Okay, guidance. Guidance is all about learning to communicate with your soul and discovering and manifesting your purpose. Ganesha is worshipped and adored by the Trimurtis, or the Trinity of Hinduism, which is made up of Vishnu, Shiva, and Brahma. Okay? Vishnu, Shiva, and Brahma. Okay? The story goes that during the period of dissolution, the water and wind were demolished and the earth evaporated. Whoa, I'm seeing the death card. Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva wandered the earth to determine what was causing this dissolution. The gods discovered a huge aura of light where Ganesha was enshrined. The Trimurtis immediately bowed to Ganesha in reverence and began to worship and praise him. They requested that Ganesha bless them. Ganesha entrusted the gods with 3 separate duties. Whoa, 3 separate duties, 3 of coins. 33. Whew. Vishnu is the preserver, Shiva is the destroyer, and Brahma is the creator. Guidance is based on communication. The soul can send you messages through symbols, synchronicity, hunches, sudden inspiration, dreams, and even direct channeling. Consciously connecting with your guides, heightening your psychic abilities, and fine-tuning your skills to be present and to pay attention are all important parts of learning to receive guidance. As you open up, your soul begins to communicate your inner purpose for this lifetime to you. When you learn to hear and recognize its promptings, your life starts to take on a magical quality. Remember that you can ask Ganesha to support you in creating a raised awareness. Make a point to look at spirituality from new perspectives that may be unfamiliar to you. Be willing to talk to people whose experiences and beliefs are different from your own. Collaborate, loves. Oh, there we go. You may need to move out of your comfort zone in order to do this. Yes, working with other people. You will be all the richer for it. Oh, if you are concerned about getting true information about your personal life from a psychic or intuitive, you can prepare for it by asking from your heart to receive information that is for the highest good. Be sure your motivations are pure. You can ask the psychic to channel the words that your own soul wants you to hear to further your spiritual growth. Rely on your intuition and your inner knowledge rather than your intelligence or conscious mind. Watch for synchronicities and opportunities. Trust your instincts and pay attention as your messages can turn up from a variety of sources. Be attentive to your dreams. You may want to keep a dream journal. Synchronicities are likely now. It is possible that a pleasant surprise will come your way soon in regard to your work. This could even be a new job opportunity. The gods, Vishnu, Shiva, and Brahma, may represent the different male energy in your life. Engage in the energy of men in your life or in the energy of the Trimurtis to assist you with the task at hand. I hope I'm pronouncing Trimurti right. Yes, so they're the masculine trinity. You know, I always talk about Parvati and Saraswati and Lakshmi. They are the female trinity, and this is the masculine trinity in the Hindu religion. Wow, okay, so there's something with 3 there too. Look around for synchronicities that have to do with 3. Okay, belonging. Learn to find security from within. In this card, Ganesha uses the mouse as his vehicle, which signifies his triumph over the ego. In Hindu mythology, the mouse symbolizes the ego, for the ego can eat away at all that is good and decent in a person. Belonging seeks to solve the predicament of the ego's own perceived separation. Well, since the ego has no conscious memory of its connection to others and to Source, you experience a need to get out of seclusion by bonding with the people around you. These people can be your family. Pardon me. Oh my goodness. These people can be your family, peer groups, or your community. Hang on, guys. Okay, I just had to clear my throat. It's grody. Where was I? These people can be your family, peer groups, or your community. Okay, the ego is neither good nor bad, but simply a necessary part of you in this existence. The ego can manifest inclinations that are either more positive or more negative in nature. There are many positive aspects to belonging. You develop your ability to love, connect, bond, share, and care for others. You see yourself more clearly through the mirror of relationship. It is important in belonging that you do not try to seek approval through others. Through this card, Ganesha is here to help you focus on the positive feelings from being a part of a community. Learn to trust, ask for help, and to rely on others. Okay, so that is a huge message. You don't have to do everything by yourself. In fact, she's doing everything by herself, but she's not an orphan. You can have a soul family. Okay, the 10 of Cups is the soul family. All right, so achievement. This is also part of your 3 of coins. So this 3 of coins and this 8 of coins here is very important. Okay, this is the lesson from your past life. Okay, learning to work with others, learning to trust that you belong with others and to a community. Okay, this whole Fool energy isn't just trusting in spirit, but it's also going off basically by yourself. By yourself, by yourself, by yourself. She's not quite by herself. She's got a bear on the other side of that. And look at this, though. Okay, this is your wish fulfillment is like a soulmate or somebody to be there for you, to be there with you, perhaps. You know what I mean? Okay, let's achievement. You are surrounded by abundance and prosperity, luxury, quality, prestige, and sophistication, value, and elegance. So that's the 4 of Cups. Look at that. This is where you are right now. This is called luxury in the Thoth deck because you're surrounded by comfort, by beauty, by artistry, luxury. Okay? And when we are like that, we can tend to not see these blessings of spirit because we're just so involved. So, okay, achievement. Many stories relate that Ganesha has 2 wives, Siddhi, which means success, and Riddhi, which means prosperity. The symbolism of these 2 women indicates that if you walk on the path set by Ganesha, success and prosperity are guaranteed to be always by your side. I just felt like Ganesha also wants you to know that he is the mover of obstacles. So when you recognize an obstacle, whether it's within yourself or outside of yourself, you can ask him to help you move that obstacle. Okay? Okay, so continuing on. The search for material success seldom brings with it achievement of spiritual goals. Ganesha wishes you to realize that by actively developing your spirituality and consciously working with the divine, you will experience positive flow-on effects in all areas of your existence. Wow. When you stay connected to your spiritual nature, you have a more serene mind. Develop an accepting perception of yourself. This attitude will help your heart open to spiritual matters. Okay, I have to stop right there. The accepting perception of yourself. I got this image that as an orphan, even though your parents died, you still felt unworthy. Okay, there was this feeling of unworthiness. So this says develop an accepting perception of yourself. Okay, because you didn't really accept yourself in this orphan state. Okay, moving on. A high level of self-mastery coupled with a high ethical practice will increase the likelihood of enjoying material success. Okay, so basically what I'm getting here is that if you focus more on your spiritual path, even though this is all, all by yourself, focusing on spirit gives you this vibration. You give off this higher vibration, so higher vibration comes into your life. If you focus only on like making money, and especially if you're focused on it with a face like that, with an attitude like that, you're just going to bring in more of this type of energy. You will have to work longer and harder, and you will resent it even more. It's that kind of stuff. So if you are spiritually more like this, upright, where you are patient with spirit, with your life, you walk that fine line of moderation where you're doing not too much of something and not too little of something, that and complete spiritual trust, that's what's really going to help you with all aspects of your earthly life. So as more people I'm reading some more now. As more people discover the rewards of a more dynamic and fulfilling spiritual life, the success will become the norm in society and not an exception for a few eccentric individuals. The more relationships among human beings develop into true kinship, the more humanity can achieve beyond the present limits of knowledge and material measures of success. Become part of a brotherhood or sisterhood, peoplehood, governed by love, working toward building a happier, more loving and productive global society. Okay, so we're moving into a new age where, we have a community, and the way we look at life is changing for the better. So we're closing out these types of energies so that we have more positive energies coming in to our lives to replace things like that. All right, so how much control you have over this situation, I can gauge that by the number of major arcana to minor, and you have 1, 2, and 3. So 3 out of 10 cards means you have most of the control here. So you know what I would ask Gemini, flip this card, be patient, trust the divine, be patient, don't do too much of anything, don't do too little of anything, and meditate, I'm feeling, and start working on addressing these feelings of always being alone. You may have lost a parent, and that really hurts, and that, work through these pains so that you can learn to live and work within community, because you'll just get better and better and better. Okay? All right, so that's what I have for you at this time, Gemini. I hope that you enjoyed your reading. See you next time.